Right now at noon, a Whitewater alder is calling on the chancellor to resign after her husband is accused of sexual misconduct. Plus, Governor Walker says FEMA will conduct damage assessments in 17 counties hit hardest by flooding. And President Trump is putting more trade tariffs on Chinese imports, how China is now retaliating.
This is News 3 at noon.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thanks for joining us. Mark is off this week. I'm Josh Spreiter. A very rainy start to this Tuesday. Let's check in with meteorologist Chris Reese. We haven't had rain for, what, a couple weeks now, and then all of a sudden, it's here.
It's been 11 days, but as all things come to an end, so does that streak of being rain-free. We've been watching the rain all morning so far. No major issues have shown up, so that is good news. Here's a live look right now over Lake Mendota towards the terrace. You see the rain coming out or coming down, those sailboats still out. Here's how things have looked over the past couple of hours. You'll notice that a lot of the heaviest showers and thunderstorms, those are over eastern Iowa right now, working their way towards the south, but we still have a decent clip of at least some light rain that has been falling out there. Temperature-wise, have held into the 60s. We are at 65 right now. Dew points are in the 60s as well. So outside of the showers, yes, it is just a little bit muggy. 66 for our friends down in Janesville. That's the theme for all of us this afternoon. You do have temperatures that are in the 60s, and as long as we have the cloud cover around, it's going to be hard to break that, but we are expecting to reach the 70s as of now. We'll have an additional round of showers and thunderstorms that comes overnight and into tomorrow. Those will be a little bit heavier. That's when we get our alert days started. We've got two for Wednesday and Thursday. And on Thursday, we do have a threat for severe weather, Josh. So I'm going to be breaking down all the timing and details on that when we come back for main weather.
That quiet stretch was nice while we had it.
Yes, it was.
All right, Chris, thank you.
No problem.
A Whitewater Common Council member says University of Wisconsin Whitewater Chancellor Beverly Copper should resign. She says Copper's husband groped her. UW System President Ray Cross banned Pete Hill from campus and stripped him of his title as associate to the chancellor in June. This was in response to allegations that Hill sexually harassed several women. Whitewater Alder Stephanie Vanderpass posted on Facebook Sunday that Hill put his hand up her skirt. Hill has denied any wrongdoing. The university spokeswoman told the Wisconsin State Journal that Copper remains committed to serving that school. 3 people are recovering today after a 3-vehicle crash just south of Monroe. Yesterday afternoon, Greene County deputies responded to the 6300 block of County Road B in the town of Clarno. Investigators say Ruth Balsano and Rosanna Hay, both of Monroe, were stopped in eastbound traffic waiting to turn. That's when Rex Ewald of Monroe rear-ended Hayes' vehicle, pushing Hayes' vehicle into Balsano's. Deputies say Balsano and her passenger were injured. Hay was also injured in the crash. All of them were wearing seatbelts, though. Ewald was not injured, but was cited for failure to keep vehicle under control. The Federal Emergency Management Agency will conduct a preliminary damage assessment in 17 counties hit the hardest by flooding and tornadoes. Governor Walker has announced that FEMA officials will begin looking at flood-damaged homes and public infrastructure on September 24th. In a tweet, Governor Walker says there's over $233 million in damage. $108 million of that is residential. Damage assessments are expected to be finished a week later. The storm system that was Hurricane Florence is now dumping rain on the Northeast today. Heavy rain from Hurricane Florence caused rivers and creeks in the Carolinas to swell, flooding many homes and businesses. As the rivers crest, flooding is only expected to get worse there. As the water rises, so does Florence's death toll. Daisy Lee's 14-month-old Caden was killed after being swept away by rushing floodwaters in Union County Sunday night.
I was holding his hand, trying to hold him, trying to pull him up. And it got to a point I couldn't hold on anymore, and he let go.
Right now, crews are continuing to use boats to help evacuate people in North Carolina who are trapped by those floodwaters. Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh will testify under oath Monday. This comes after an allegation that he sexually assaulted a 15-year-old when he was 17. California psychologist Christine Blasey Ford says Kavanaugh pinned her to a bed, put his hand over her mouth, and groped her at a high school party in the early 80s. Kavanaugh denies the accusation, saying Dr. Ford's story is a completely false allegation.
I think that we're going to all be able to judge her credibility when she testifies before the United States Senate. But I believe her.
Well, this alleged incident is completely at variance with his entire life history. He welcomes the opportunity to address the committee about this claim.
The Judiciary Committee had planned a vote to advance Kavanaugh's nomination to the full Senate this week, but that vote is now delayed. The Trump administration slaps tariffs on another $200 billion of Chinese imports. The new taxes will hit a wide range of Chinese imports, raising prices on items such as air conditioners, TVs, boats, furniture, and toys. The U.S. and China have already imposed import taxes on $50 billion worth of each other's products. China says it will now slap tariffs on $60 billion of U.S. goods. There's more to come here on News 3 at noon. Let's see what Howard's working on in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
Isn't it amazing that something so sloppy can be so darn tasty? Wait until I take you down memory lane with this cafeteria classic, and you better grab a bunch of napkins. As our week-long school cafeteria series continues, today we're honoring the lunch ladies. Now, I'm not saying that on occasion there wasn't a cafeteria guy or two, but for the most part, I bet many of you can remember the team of women, clad in their matching uniforms and hairnets, of course, who served us lunch every day. I can only recall a handful of lunchtime favorites from when a school lunch was only 35 cents. But the one dish that stands out in my mind is Sloppy Joe. To recreate that memory, all we have to do is saute some ground beef and an onion in a skillet until it's browned. Once they are, we drain off the excess liquid and add in some tomato sauce, pickle relish, Worcestershire sauce, and a boatload of spices before letting that simmer. Make sure you chop the onions really fine so no one knows they're in there. On days when they served these up on toasted buttery buns, you could bet the lunch line was long. I mean, who doesn't love that combo? To bring those memories back to your kitchen, all you have to do is go online and get the recipe for what we call Lunch Lady Sloppy Joes. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where I tip my hairnet to all lunch ladies as they take a tasty and messy trip down memory lane. One that'll have you saying, ooh, it's so good.
Still ahead in this live broadcast, a cloudy day with scattered showers across the area. Meteorologist Chris Reese is tracking even more rain in his first alert forecast. This is News 3 at noon. And welcome back. At the noon hour, the stock market, Dow is up 163 points, NASDAQ also up around 74 points. Time now to check in with Q106 Farm Director Pam Yonke. Pam, good afternoon. Hope you're doing well today.
Yep, we're keeping an eye on the rain gauge, Josh. Not just around south central Wisconsin, but western Wisconsin and northeast Wisconsin got hit pretty hard, my home neck of the woods. So obviously, as you can see, the Dow Jones Industrial Average kind of shrugging off the $200 billion worth of more tariffs that the president is launching against China. The word is that they're going to be coming in incrementally. So that's part of the reason why it eased up a little bit. Still, agriculture is paying attention to it as well. You know, the warm, dry weather that we enjoyed over the past 7 to 10 days' time, something that our Wisconsin farmers capitalized on. About 37% of our corn silage, that's the whole corn plant chopped up like a salad for cows. That's what silage is. 37% of that crop was already harvested as of Sunday, and that's a good 11 days ahead of our average. So a lot of things that we're getting done in farm fields. We've got 97% of our third cutting alfalfa that's already been taken care of. So some real progress made as far as the harvest of 2018 is concerned. Obviously, these rainy days are going to set us back a little bit, but again, it's still only September 18th, so that's a good thing. Everybody talking about the loss of dairy farms in Wisconsin. More than 45 that we lost just in the month of August, more than 400 so far this year. If you think that that government assistance program is going to help our dairy farmers, let me give you the math. It now looks like our average dairy farm is going to get about $14 per cow in that dairy assistance program. Now, obviously, it depends on production and size of herd, but if you can imagine about $14 per cow, that's barely a trickle in the bucket to try to help offset some of the prices that our dairy farmers have faced with loss of market. Barrel cheese today down a penny and a quarter at 1.40 3/4. 40-pound block cheese up a penny at $1.61.5. Double A butter today another penny and a half higher at $2.27.5 per pound. So there we go. Like I said, Josh, this rain's not all necessarily bad. It does give farmers a chance to rest up, get everything that was broken fixed again, and get ready for round two. But I sure hope that Chris doesn't have a whole lot of rain in the forecast beyond maybe the latter portion of this week.
Yeah, very busy time of year for sure, Pam. We'll see you tomorrow. Thank you.
Okay.
And yeah, that rain, you know, we got used to that sunshine, and then you knew Mother Nature was going to bring it back, right?
Mother Nature always does that. As soon as you get used to one thing, she likes to switch it on up. But yes, we do have alert days in our forecast for that chance for rain, Josh. Those will begin tomorrow. As we go through the rest of the week, we're looking at a general 1 to 3 inches of rain. Into Thursday, we do have a risk for severe weather. We're going to be touching on that in just a moment. But let's go ahead and show you guys where a lot of the rainfall is right now on high-resolution Doppler. You see most of that rain across portions of eastern Iowa, but we still have some rain moving out of Madison right now. Let's zoom in on these thunderstorms. These are severe at the moment, racing their way towards the south and east of Davenport. Here in town, we've had some rounds of some heavier rain come through, but that's all starting to light up now. So that's what we like to see for your Tuesday. And as we go through the next couple hours, we'll notice most of the constant, consistent rain moving out of the picture and some light showers lingering back to the north and west behind that. But here is how it looks right now over Lake Mendota. A few sailboats out there, water droplets on the camera. It's just been kind of one of those gray Tuesdays. Makes you want to kind of curl up inside, take it easy, have a day off or so. But temperatures are in the mid-60s with that light rain coming down, and dew points are in the low 60s as well. So it is going to feel humid if you are not in the rain and you're stepping outside. Temperatures are pretty much in the 60s for all of us. 66 down in Rock County, 65 for Monroe, 67 up towards Black River Falls, and of course 65 here in Madison. Now as we go through the next 12 hours, we'll see our dew points kind of hang steady with where they've been hanging out in the mid-60s. But eventually, those dew points will come down and we'll see air that's a little bit drier. Here's what we've got going on, though. A region of low pressure right over Wisconsin and a cold front kind of trailing back behind that. That's what's working to send these showers and thunderstorms through here and kind of keep some of that milder and more humid air farther to the south. The thing is, it's running into high pressure, so this front is kind of going to put the brakes on, stall out, and wobble back and forth. That's going to send temperatures on a roller coaster ride, but also keep some of those rain chances around. Tomorrow will be on the cooler side of that. Overnight, we'll wake up to temperatures right around 58 degrees by tomorrow morning, and then we'll see temperatures top out in the upper 60s and low 70s for those highs, with rounds of showers and thunderstorms coming through during the day on Wednesday. We'll keep a close eye on those, but you'll notice that overall temperatures will be much more on the cooler side. Then Wednesday and into Thursday, we're going to watch the next round of showers and thunderstorms begin to enter the picture. We'll really have to pay attention to that round on Thursday. That's the one that has the best risk of some severe weather for us here in Madison. Already from day 3, a slight risk for showers and thunderstorms encompasses just about all of Wisconsin except the extreme northern and western parts of the state. And so while we'll keep the scattered storms and locally heavy rainfall around for all of the days, on On Thursday, that's when we'll watch the chance for gusty winds, hail, along with the possibility of an isolated tornado, especially as we get you into Thursday afternoon. So of all of the days to watch, Thursday is going to be the day that we'll really want to put the focus on. But once we get beyond that, check this out. Remember, I mentioned the roller coaster ride from 78 to 70, 82 by Thursday, 70 again on Friday. So we will see a drop in temperature, and that's when things will level out to about where they should be for this time of the year. So this afternoon, 78 degrees. Of course, we will have a chance for at least some showers and thunderstorms in the picture. We'll warm things up into Thursday, alert days Wednesday and Thursday as well, before we finally begin to cool things off just a little bit. 70 degrees by Friday. And then as we get you into the weekend, the humidity goes down, the sunshine comes back out. Temperatures will be rather comfortable as well. So it's a pick weekend if you want to get outdoors and take advantage of just about anything. As we get towards next week, we will have an additional cold front come through, and I'm tracking that air mass closely. Notice we have 67 for next Thursday. Temperatures this morning in Canada again in the 20s and 30s, and the early snowpack buildup and cold weather across Canada could lead to a cooler than normal start to fall.
Oh, wow.
So that's something to certainly keep in mind. So that air mass, again, 10 days away. So we've got plenty of time to see what develops with that. But that could be a nice little apple cider feeling week.
I mean, October's almost here.
October is almost here. It is getting very, very close.
All right, Chris, thanks so much.
No problem.
Still to come on News 3 at noon, Angie Horkin from the Wisconsin Beef Council is here. It's smelling really good in here. She'll share a few back-to-school beef recipes when we come back. Stay with us. And welcome back at noon. Angie Horkin from the Wisconsin Beef Council is here today, sharing some recipes that are perfect for back to school. It smells delicious in here. We're always talking easy, right?
Exactly. We love talking easy. And September is National Family Meals Month. So a great time to kind of get back into the routine of school days and school nights, and to eat as a family, because research shows really when you sit down and eat a meal with your kids, it's so beneficial. Physically, emotionally, mentally, for everyone. So 2 really fun recipes that the kids are sure to love, and they can help in the kitchen too to make them. The first one is popcorn steak bites. So these look kind of fun. They look almost like chicken nuggets or popcorn shrimp. So kids love handheld food. So these are just chunked up pieces of cube steak, which is a tenderized round steak, so a very lean cut. And then you dredge in a little flour, egg, and then crushed up potato chips. So you can put them in the food processor or just in a Ziploc bag and crush them up with a rolling pin. And then broil for about 8 minutes. So super fast, super easy, and then serve with ketchup or barbecue or ranch or whatever the kids like, honey mustard, any kind of dipping sauce. So super easy meal. Add a salad, add some crusty bread, anything on the side.
Very easy, looks good.
Exactly. Now, one of our favorites at the Beef Council, hot beef sundaes.
It looks like a sundae, yeah.
It
almost looks like, I've never heard of that before.
So, and I have really fancy parfait glasses, but at home, just make them in a bowl or make them in what you eat your ice cream sundaes in, a nice little footed glass dish. But mashed potatoes is our ice cream. I use just the refrigerated mashed potatoes for here. For TV, microwave them, but this would be a great planned over meal. If you're making chuck roast in the crock pot, you always have extra because they're big. Save some of that, shred it up with the gravy, and then make some mashed potatoes the next day and make hot beef sundaes. It's a great way to eat up leftover pot roast.
We were just talking earlier that sometimes kids, you want to make it look good because they're more likely to eat it, right?
Right. Now this beef tips I used today is the microwavable Hormel beef tips. 4 minutes in the microwave, easy. So if you're crunched for time, you can always go that route too if you don't have like a planned over, leftover pot roast. So a couple layers of potatoes, a couple layers of our beef, then our sour cream, which looks like the whipped cream, but it's sour cream.
All right, we just got a few seconds left here, so as you're finishing up, if people have questions for you, where can they reach you?
Beeftips.com for all the recipes. Click on As Seen on TV. You can find these and a lot more. And of course, we're on social media, and we have a whole family-friendly fair recipe collection on the website, so check it out.
Awesome. Great day for it, Chris. We'll send it back to you. I'm going to dig in.
All right, enjoy that. In the meantime, we are watching chances for rain into our forecast as we go through the rest of this afternoon. We'll see temperatures top out in the 70s. If we get to 78, depends on whether or not we can see the clouds break up a little bit. 70 degrees for Wednesday. That's when we see the alert days come back into the picture. That's going to be Wednesday and Thursday. And Thursday does have a chance for some severe weather that we will be watching going through the next couple of days.
All right, Chris, the beef is good. Have a great afternoon, everyone. We'll see you back here on Live at 4.